I'm with the Audi A3 2-litre turbo Quattro again. Today I'm going to be doing the high pressure fuel pump follower, which is here. And what happens with these is over time these wear as they actually follows a cam and then pushes the pump. But these wear, eventually it will go the whole way through. There's more detailed videos around people showing you different wear stages and stuff like that. But what happens is that caves in completely because it gets so worn, and then it can mess up the whole top of your engine. So that's new cams, new head even. So it's a real mess. So what I want to do is fit this, not because there's a problem with the car right now, but because I want to prevent there being a problem later on. So it comes with a kit. So there's the seal. This is the actual little follower itself. And then these are the Torx screws. And it all comes in a little kit, about £35 I believe, on eBay. And what I need to do is remove this cover first. So you can just take these, take the connector out, take this off here, like that. There like that, and then I need a screwdriver for this, so take this bit off. There we go. And then I can just get a little screwdriver here and just clip up these little clips. There's 1, 2, 3, and from that there, and then pull this off. That's off there and put it away. I'm just taking this little air duct off. It's a screw either side. This one only has 1 screw. There we go. All in one place. Okay, then we just need to take the connectors off. Sometimes they haven't been off for a while, so you hear that click. And pull it back, and then here, that's that off like that. And then we can just remove these out the way. So this is the breather for the PCV. If you haven't watched the other video, that's there. That's out the way like that. First thing you want to do is run the engine over now when it hasn't got the pump connected to reduce the pressure in the lines. So I'm going to run the engine with the fuel, high pressure fuel pump disconnected. And that will be enough to just take the pressure out. To give me more access, I'm going to take off this PCV valve breather as well, and just feed it down through here if I can. At least out the way a bit. So again, I can try and get some more room by removing this little somehow breather pipe off. Just pull it. Try not to break anything. Get out the way a bit, and let's see what size that is. So probably be a 17 in that case. Yep. So this will be this way. It's probably better for it to leak a bit of fuel out so. There we go. That's out there like that, and then we need to gain some access for this next bolt here. I think what happens is you undo the actual fitting as well, it gives you more access. That way a bit. Probably need that. This is a T20 to remove. There's one either side, although again this car's only got one for some reason. To remove this little screw, Once you've done that, you can take this whole little box out the way, and that's giving you a little bit more space. Space is quite restricted in here. And then this banjo bolt underneath here is a spline, which is, let's just get the right size of it, V8 spline. So people call these different things, but this is what it is. Someone called it triple square. But basically, you've got to, I think you've got to maybe try and wheedle this thing out, I don't know. This pipe out the way. Taking this pipe off, came off like that. Like I've got a spare, watch out for that's pretty brittle. And now I should be able to, yeah, get underneath here. This is a very long spline piece, okay? So I can now get underneath here. You've got to make sure you're the whole way up into the spline.
Don't round it.
Don't round it. You're screwed. Set up and right into that spline. 3/8, and that would be doing up, and that would be undoing. So let's undone it. Even though it's at a slight angle, it's not enough to worry it. And there's two little, this is a banjo bolt, so there's two little washers that are coming out at the same time. I might be able to put it down there now. And then just turn it by hand.
And there's fuel coming out.
There's fuel coming out, but that's to be expected. I think there's probably definitely a washer. Is there a washer? I don't know. Maybe there isn't. So that is out of there like that. So put that to one side. You want to keep that nice and clean. There isn't a washer actually in there. So then it's a T30. I've got these handled ones. You can just undo each of them. And we'll just have to work to undo all of these. The last one. I like that sound. It's come out cleanly. And then a nice little tool for doing this type of thing. It's got a little wheel on it. Get that out of the way. It's all three of them. That's what they look like, cap heads. And then this should be, there we go, that's out. This is the high pressure fuel pump. So now that's what that looks like. And then this came out at the same time. This is the bucket. And then I want to, can I get past my rag? There is a worn bucket. So, if you can pass me the one that's in there. I think I did this just in time. So let's get on the light. Do you see how it's indented? Is it either like, come over here. Do you see how it's indented? And it's heavily worn.
Oh yeah.
That was just in time, that was.
So what would have happened then if that had gone wrong?
That, you lose the bit of metal.
Yeah.
That finds its way into the cam.
Yeah.
That cam, and then that just does
what happens then?
Just mashes around the top of the
that
engine.
Could be like a,
that was a very good save. That's probably quite thin there now. Feels quite thin.
Looks really different.
Yeah. You see, that's what it has to do.
You're happy with that?
Yeah. This car's done about 130,000 miles.
Is that about the time?
Yeah. Well, it should have even possibly been done before that. But,
that's good.
So that's nice. So I'll just put the wipe up in here. But you see, look, if you look in here, that's the cam lobe it runs on. So what I can do, So I can just pop, see this just back in here. Probably put a bit of this kind of oil on it. It just slides in a bit better. That just goes in here. There you go.
Slam it in.
Slam it in. And then this is why it gives you another seal. So if you can just grab the seal out of there. Look, this is the, and this is what I always say with these: be real careful with your old seal.
Why is that?
I mean, you never know if you're going to have to use it again because the one they gave you is crap.
There's the spare seal.
There's the spare seal.
It's like a rubber band.
Yeah. You know what I'm going to do?
I'm not going to do that.
I'm not going to do it. That one looks
Leave it in.
really comfy on there.
Yeah.
And so I know that maybe you should do that. You know what you'd do? You know when it's really comfy?
You want to gouge it up and then this one doesn't fit.
Yeah.
Can't always do the right thing.
You want to, but you can't. So that now I'm not going to use the bolts from the kit. I'm going to use the old bolts because they were old gold.
Okay.
Just thread these in. It's nice, and you've got to hold it in a bit because you're working against the spring pressure. Just thread that one in. Last one. And just check that you're in here at the bottom. Just check that this is in the right position. You haven't pushed any of these out of the way or something stupid like that. And just check you're nice and central. Okay, so they're all started, and I'm just going to thread these down. So all three are done up. I just snug them down evenly, and just, I'm sure there's a Torx spec. I haven't got one. Then you just want to basically place this in here. See that? It's got a little shoulder. Put it up in there like that. Then get your banjo bolt, and you want to just ever so nicely slide that in there. Do a check here up and in.
Gonna point to it.
Yeah, there. See it? This banjo bolt. Yeah. And just check you're not going to thread it or something. It should go in nicely. One thing you can do to check you're not going to thread it is go anti-clockwise while pushing up on it. And do you hear that click?
Yeah.
That thanks Andy. That means that you're up the next thread. So then you're not going to thread the whole thing basically. So that's in there, and then I'm just going to do it up with that spline tool again. So when you're in nicely, it should just be really easy to thread it in. If you do one thread and it becomes really hard, stop, and like I say, just go anti-clockwise till you hear it click, and then go up. You want to have it so it's really nice, and you should be able to do it up most of the way by hand, and then you should just be doing it back up with this spline tool like this. So go in here, and then again you've got to feed it down here, and you want to make sure the spline is right the way in, and then you can just see there, hit the spline's in, and then just do it up, and don't go mental, but it needs to be tight. Then you've got this little thing here. This is for the fuel pump. Do you see how that's made a witness mark on that? I'm sure you're meant to get new rings and stuff. Have not got them. So what you've got to do,
Don't drop it.
don't drop it. Feed this up into here. This is going to be really tricky because there's lots and lots of stuff around. Put the washer already up in there, and then put this in, and then winding this in. You need to kind of move this pipe out the way so you can thread it in, but don't bend it too much. You don't want to flex it. So that's to there, and then you can get your 17mm and then just do it up a little bit. Okay. Okay. Then you get your fitting up in here, it's a little olive, and that wants to be up in here like that. But before I do any of this, I'm going to remember that I need to change the PCV breather pipe that I snapped. So I'm going to go and grab that out of the old PCV breather. Look at the amount of crud in there. But how I got it off, because it's very tight, it's actually right in there. So what I did is I got some pliers there, hold onto the ring, turn them a little bit and pull that ring off. Then you can just pop it off. I'm hoping putting it back in is going to be decidedly easier than that. But what I'm going to need to do is first thread it up in here somehow. This is why I chickened out changing the pipes on the PCV video I did, because it's actually quite hard to get these in place without breaking it. There you go, look, see what I did there? Come round a bit. So I'm kind of wheedling it through here. This one's nice and flexible because it's new. There you go, that one done. And then this has got a little kind of pipe on it. I don't know if that does anything yet, so I'll just leave that there. And then this goes in here somehow. I wonder if it goes through this little gap. I wonder if it goes. Yeah, it needs to go as close as possible to this. So I wonder if it kind of. So I'm just trying to wheedle it as close as possible to this thing. And then I'm shooting through to there, shooting through to here, so I'm nearly there, and I can just clip it in. There you go, that's in place there. I don't know if you can see, but it's on, and I've wriggled it and twisted it a bit, so that's in there like that. Then I've just got this little clip here. I think it just clips onto the middle there. I'm not sure what else it clips onto, Andy. You got the metal pipe? There. Don't worry about it. I think it will. There you go. Just like that. Look at just like that. Beautiful. Looking stock. I know. So now I get this little pipe up here. Oh, I don't want to put it on there straight away, Andy. You're messing me around. Put it over first. Clip it back on. Right, and then what I want to do is put this olive up in there. You've got to make sure you're right up in there. And then just thread that on nicely. Again, don't meet any resistance and don't cross-thread the whole thing, because then you're screwed. And then just should all go by hand up to the point we're going to torque it. And I've already torqued this up, so then, you know, the actual connector, adapter or whatever you call it. Okay, and then okay, that should be done. A little bit more, 5 Newton meters more. Okay, and then so that's in there, that's in there. This just goes in there. This little breather pipe, Bosch, and then electrical connector there, electrical connector there. So that's all done up. That's in place. That's in place. That's in place. This is back in place, and I'm just checking around to see if I undid anything else, which I don't think I did. We get one more screw than I had before, so this is in here, this little breather thing. This is the Audi one, and it will get a Honda one as well for good measure. There's that in, and Honda one. A few Honda parts help this Audi along, just to hold this on. Just goes in nice like that. It was meant to be there. I'm not sure of the size. C15. That's in there like that. And then you can just get the airbox cover. And always just click it in here. Check that those things aren't out, little bungs. One bung there, one bung there. And it goes on these two little pegs. They tend to come out eventually. That goes in there like that. And then you just push it down. It's in there like that. Then we can just shove this in here. Like so. And like so. That's in there like that. This is, make sure the speed clip thing is like that. Then goes in there like that. That's in there like that anyway. And then just get this little connector here at the top, and the little clips. One goes in here, put it around the back. There's the thing like that. Snap it over. One, put one back here, and then just get this last one. Seal deal. Check there's no spanners, anything around the engine bay. Start it up. So then what I'm going to do is I'm going to prime it a few times. That's the fuel pump. And again. Sounds a tiny bit quieter. I don't know if I'm telling myself that, but it sounds a little bit to me. A little bit ticking has gone away. Probably in my head, but there you go. That is how to do the follower on a 2-litre FSI Audi A3, and also that follows over to other VAG group cars as well. So any car that's got the FSI particularly on there, you're going to need to do a very similar fix.